What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mean. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. Now, anyway, this is going to be a quick video or whatever, and you already see what the title is. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. First off, who is the vice captain of the Strawhats? Everybody insists that it's Zoro. I don't know why. But everybody insists that it's Zoro. I don't think so. Wrong. Anyway, people believe that Zoro is the vice captain of the Straw Hats for two reasons. Well, yeah, two reasons. Three different separate, cases. First, he's the second strongest in the crew. So people say, well, he's second. Luffy's first, the strongest, and he's captain. And Zoro's second strongest, so he should be vice captain. Then there's two incidents where they say he took on the leadership role. Now, the first time was in Water 7 when he basically advised Luffy. He says, yo, don't let, Usopp back in, cause then you're not living up to your duties as a captain. He said, well, so I'll leave. Okay, he kind of led that situation. Okay, that don't mean just because I go to the boss and say, hey, I think everybody should get raises, or don't do this or don't do that. That doesn't make me, a boss at that job. But yeah, but I can see that. On the second situation, the heck, cat tearing stuff up. Anyway, the second situation was Thriller Bark, when they say he took on the leadership role because Kuma was getting ready, kill everybody, and Zoro stopped that and he saved everybody and all that kind of stuff. I kind of see where you're going with it, but that does not make sense. Because first off, everybody in the crew was passed out except for Zoro and Sanji. Everybody. It ain't no leadership involved. It was only him and Sanji. And then it was only between him and one other person. It wasn't like it was the whole crew or him and Luffy or whatever. So the first situation is sort of valid, but it still isn't completely valid. The second situation just don't even make sense. I understand what you're saying. He did do what he needed to do, but this cat over here making all this noise playing with this thing. Okay, but he did do what he needed to do, but he was the only one there that could do it. Him and Sanji. So I think that if anybody in the crew that would have been up at that point in time would have did the same thing. So, am I saying what he did is noble? Yeah, it was, but that doesn't make you vice captain. Oh, I did something good for the crew, so now I'm vice captain. And who I think is the unofficial vice captain of the Straw Hats? Usopp. Now, if y'all want to talk about contribution to the crew, look no further than Usopp. Like, y'all talking about Zoro made this contribution to the crew, and, with the Thriller Bark thing and this and that. Usopp got them started. He was the one who made the Jolly Roger. Well, he didn't make the design, but he the one who created the Jolly Roger. He the one who did the artwork on the main sail and all that. He's the one who got them their first ship, to go on there, got them started. He's the one who was fixing up the ship, whatever, keeping the ship going all the way up till they got to Water 7. He kept that crew alive all the way up to... He was the heart and backbone of the crew all the way up until then. He just wasn't the best of fighters. You see what I'm saying? But all his other qualities... That's what I like about One Piece. They all got their own different thing that they do. And that's what make up the crew as a whole. They're all pretty much equals under Luffy. Okay, so anyway, let's go into why I think Usopp is closer to, is the vice captain. Okay. Look at, chapter 42, page 7, panel 1. Right there. Plain black and white ink. Black and white ink. Usopp joins the Strawhats. Now he wants to be captain. He always wanted to be captain. Even before he joined the crew, he always wanted to be a pirate captain. Matter of fact, before he joined the Straw Hats, he was getting ready to go out by himself to be a captain himself. But it didn't work out that way. He joined the crew, which for the best. And he did all these different things. And Luffy didn't know what he was doing. Luffy's ambitious, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So Usopp sees that. He said, man, if you can't handle this or something happened, he said, I'll be the captain of the crew, right? Plain black and white ink. Luffy says yes. He agrees to it. Luffy is the captain and he agreed to that decision. Now, everybody, a couple people told me, oh, Luffy was just playing. Luffy playing? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And since One Piece first started, and Luffy asked all these random people to be, the next crew member or any kind of decision he made about the crew, when did he ever joke about it? Oh, but he was joking out just that once. Yeah, right. He wasn't joking. He was dead serious. And on top of that, he felt like, okay, I'm going to get us to One Piece anyway. So he felt like, okay, by the time it gets to that point, I'm not going to even be, I'm already accomplished my goal. So he already got that in mind. So it was no reason for him to lie about that. Chapter 438, page 7, panel 4, the 4th panel. Usopp says, okay, these guys are going to be happy that I'm coming back to the crew. This is when Usopp left. And he said they'll be so happy. They're going to take me back as vice captain. Take me back as vice captain. Y'all know what that mean. Plain black and white ink. Same chapter, page 17. Usopp apologizes and everything seriously. And he said, I take back everything I say. Luffy agrees and takes him back. So meaning everything Usopp did at that point is null and void. They started over fresh, right? So everything that Usopp did that day, or however it took place over a couple days, all that stuff is null and void because he said, I take back what I'm saying. Then Luffy said, okay, I agree and let him back. So Usopp leaving the crew is null and void now. Chapter 438, page 9, 3rd panel. Luffy says it himself. He says Usopp is going to continue being the pirate, period. When they're in Water 7, Usopp is going to continue. That's another reason why I think he's vice captain. And why? Because that's telling you right then and there. Him, Luffy, Usopp, and Brook are the only people that actually wanted to be pirates and live that pirate lifestyle on the crew. Everybody else has another, agenda, and being in the crew is helping them get there, even though they like being pirates currently. But everybody else is not, wanted, ambition was to be a pirate. So who do you think is going to take over, the role as captain once Luffy, we pretty much think that Luffy's going to die at the end of One Piece. Who do you think takes over? They already made an agreement about that. And Usopp wants to be a pirate. All the other people might just disband. See what I'm saying? At a certain point in time, it appears like they're going to disband. So the next person in line to take that title is Usopp. And one thing. Where in One Piece does it say that Zoro is the vice captain, or where does it say anything about Zoro? Where does it say anything about vice captain, anything for Zoro? Or where does it give any kind of concrete evidence about him being vice captain? Nowhere, you can't find it. It doesn't say that anywhere in One Piece. You can't find it. Zoro never said it. Luffy never said it. They never had an agreement with Luffy or anything. Nothing ever happened in One Piece to say that Zoro is the vice captain of the Straw Hats. Nothing. It was just two situations where he had to take, where he was forced to take a sort of leadership role, sort of, because the second time he ain't had no choice. The first time was of his choice, but like I said, there was never no agreement, no nothing. He just did what he thought was right. You know, Usopp's been there helping carry on the Straw Hats too. He's been doing a whole lot of stuff too, keeping them afloat all the way. I mean, they showed in Water 7 all the flashback. He's been keeping the Straw Hats in line from the day he came in, period. He was the one that got everything working smoothly. Before then, when it was, and he was the third one to join. Matter of fact, he's unofficially the second and officially the third. Unofficially, I said second because Nami was jumping in and out or whatever. See what I'm saying? Nami came back. She didn't really officially join till after Arlong Park. You know what I'm saying? She was still working for Arlong. So Usopp was like unofficially the second, officially the third one to join. So he was there almost as long as Zoro was. He didn't join in the Grand Line. He was in the East Blue with them, doing doing everything with them, holding it down since the beginning. So he been making major. He got more contribution to the crew than almost anybody in the crew. You know what I'm saying? He donated the first ship and all that kind of. He the one who set all that stuff up. So and like I showed you, it's black and white evidence that Usopp would be next in line to captain the Straw Hat Pirates if anything happens. There isn't any for Zoro or anybody else. Alright? So that's pretty much all I got to say on that. So that's why I think that Usopp is the vice captain, unofficially the vice captain. Zoro just flat out just ain't vice captain. Now if Oda chooses to go that route and say, okay, Zoro's vice captain, you know what that's about. That's about the fans, coming at him, saying, no, we want Zoro's this, Zoro's that, he's most popular. And if they say, okay, well, Usopp is, then people might get pissed off because they don't like the fact that Usopp is weaker than, the other most of the Straw Hats. I think he's in the bottom four. The bottom four, 3 or 4, something like that. But they all pretty. He's still strong. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Go ahead, let me know what you think. Like I said in the description, links to what I'm talking about, all up in there, black and white stuff, words is in there. Go ahead and let me know what you think. I don't want to see I'm pretty sure I'm going to see. I don't care. Luffy was just playing. Zoro's so strong, he has to be vice captain. I don't want to see that. If you're going to say something about Zoro, I want to see some kind of intelligent responses. Okay, go ahead and leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And rate the video. You know what I'm saying? And subscribe if you like the videos. And I'm out. Peace.